What's up, Hobby Squad? So as you saw, the first scav run didn't go that well, but that's what happens when you rush a group of 3 PMCs. So now I'm going to show you how to kit up for your first PMC, assuming you haven't successfully survived a scav run. If you did, you'd use the gear you got, which makes it a little bit better because you're not losing everything. First, start out by going to Ragman, though. If you haven't already, pick up your balaclava. Make sure you pick up one of these, we call them bucket helmets. Go ahead and purchase one of those. They're inexpensive. It is only a level 3 armor class, but it has a high ricochet chance, so even some of that really good armor might bounce off. So there is always an option for that. Ideally, we would have made it out and we would have had, armor, but we didn't, so we're going to purchase some armor. So you got armor, a helmet. That's a really good start. You should already have your balaclava. I always pick up sunglasses because, you look cooler with sunglasses on, so why not? Last thing I'm going to recommend is picking up a headset, though. Headsets are really nice. They amplify the sounds you hear. This isn't the greatest, but it's all you have available. So I'd strongly recommend picking up a headset. You should have more than enough money to buy this little bit of a beginner loadout. So we're going to head and go back to our character now, and we're going to start kitting him out. We already got the balaclava on there. Now I'm dragging him. Again, you can just press Alt, and it's going to put it to wherever it belongs. Except for some reason this headset, I don't know what that was weird. Yeah, it's either way. Sometimes it works, maybe sometimes it doesn't. They're doing server updates while I'm recording this, so that's not ideal. We are just going to use our MBSS. It's a pretty standard backpack. As you see, I've bought some painkillers from Therapist. You got your cheese slice, a bandage, a splint. That splint came in clutch in that scav run. However, there was still one more person we had to take care of, so that wasn't exactly ideal. In this case, we're also going to go ahead and grab one of our commando. Actually, well, in the event you don't want to risk losing your commando rigs or your Tritons, you can also go to Ragman and purchase this M rig. It's not a great rig, it's inexpensive. Let's just go ahead and buy that. That way we're not losing our starting gear right off the bat here. So we're going to put the M rig on. It is nice because it has a 2x2 slot in there, which can hold, if you find a spare helmet, that'll fit in your rig if you're out of backpack space, or, a headset. So it's actually nice. It doesn't hold a whole lot of stuff, but it's also at the same time, not terrible. I would say grab a grenade. Most people rotate them. It looks cool. The quick throw for a grenade is G. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. So we're going to grab a grenade. I am going to go ahead and grab an actual gun to do this first PMC run, just for the sake of, having that chance to really, potentially drop some scavs because we have a suppressor on it. Now, if we didn't have a suppressor on it, then, yeah, I'd probably just say grab a pistol. Grab a pistol, grab a couple spare mags for it. And this is, if you just want to do the pistol route, this is probably what your character should look like, right here. If you're confident enough that you've done enough scav runs, you're going to survive, or you at least you're hoping you're going to survive, bring an actual gun. You don't always make them out, but we're sure going to try. So then you can go here to preview what your character looks like. We look like we know what we're doing. We got some armor, we got a rig, we got a backpack, we got a suppressed SMG. We got a decent amount of stuff on. Another thing to note, your overall XP, which is down here, or if you go to skills, it'll show you how much you need. The XP earned in scav runs does not count towards your PMC XP, so keep that in mind. As well as quest progression if you manage to get any of that. None of that counts unless it's a PMC run. We could have used, our backpacks here, our armors. It's really just not going to be worth it at this point, because this is some really expensive armor and backpack combos. The last thing you may want to consider is bringing food and water. If you're going to be doing a long run, I wouldn't recommend it at the start. You're not going to be in there long enough probably to actually need any of that stuff. Alright, so we're going to go back. And then you can kind of pick. You can either do factory if you really want to get into some combat, or you can start to learn customs. Now, I'm going to recommend you pull up an actual customs map if you decide to learn customs. And that's fine, you know, have the map on a second monitor, on your phone, or whatever. That way you can view it so you know where the spawn points are and you can kind of get your bearings. So in this case, we actually are going to do our PMC on customs. Make sure you pick daytime. 10 is 10 a.m. 22 is 10 p.m. Make sure you pick 10 a.m. I'm always going to recommend that you insure your stuff. As long as you can afford it, especially like your gun, anything that you would consider valuable. You don't lose your scabbard if you die, so I don't usually insure that. The headset, it's always cheaper to insure than it is to purchase stuff again. So we're just gonna go through and we're just gonna insure everything. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to do it this way. You don't have to go through and individually click. You can just click insure all. I don't ever insure these two, although it probably doesn't add a whole lot. It adds a decent amount, but for the sake of insuring everything, we're just going to go ahead and insure it all, except for that, because I see no reason to. So you just press insure, yes, and voila. Everything's insured, you're good to go. You press next. If you're playing with someone, they'll be in the lobby. You can invite them, and then you'll start your raid. Alright, so we finally managed to actually connect to a match. This has taken quite a while, which I will cut all of that out of this video, or at least make it speed up for you guys. So now we'll be deploying in. The biggest thing to start out with, if you feel like you're going to be in close quarters combat, make sure you switch your gun to full auto, which is just simply pressing B. That's really important. Make sure you know all your keybinds, Q and E to lean, switching weapons, all that fun stuff. But make sure you're on full auto unless you plan on single tapping people, which depending on your gun, you may just want to single tap people. Based on where we start is going to determine where we go. In our case, it looks like we spawned... Wow. I have no idea. Tupa, you got any ideas?
Give me a second.
Because that's substation up there. Why don't we go to substation? We're not very far from new gas station.
Oh, this is military.
Road to military base. Okay, so we spawned at road to military base. Exfills being Crossroads Trailer Park. So it's actually better for us to just keep going this way because it's going to get us closer to our extract. You can hold shift to run. And we're going to try and find some conflict. Hopefully not an insane amount of conflict, though. Let's see. So this is going to head us over towards dorms. Dorms is always popping. It's terrifying if you've never played before. Our biggest goal is to survive right now. And we're going to try and get to Crossroads and actually maybe go through Big Red and the shipping area. If you do get a spawn like this, though, there's two campsites. So if you go ahead and hit up this first campsite, it does have a duffel bag you can search. And occasionally there is stuff outside laying on the ground. Make sure you identify stuff as you're grabbing it. In this case, this should be some type of food. And it's always good to look around on the ground as well. So once you've looted that, a safe choice is always to head to the wall. At least that's what Tupa and I do. That way you're only watching one side. You don't have to worry about someone coming through the wall to kill you. That's not a thing. You'll notice you can hear us move through a lot of different things. If you crouch, moving through trees is a lot quieter compared to standing up. Walking through bushes is also quieter if you're crouched. If you straight walk through bushes, it's quieter than if you turn while you're in bushes. So everything you step on, whether it's wood or metal or anything like that, does affect the game sounds and how people hear you. Dorms is always a hot place to go. There's a lot of good rooms in there. There's a lot of good loot in there. But you're going to mostly run into kitted players. So for this run, we are actually going to avoid dorms and kind of keep pushing through the wilderness, out and around. Okay, so we are coming up on Dorms VX, which I think is like 7,000 rubles per person to extract here. It also takes a minute, so it takes quite a while to actually exfil here. But yeah, you need 7,000 rubles. So it is not by any means affordable at the start to just bring 7k into your Gamma or your Alpha, but that is an option for you as well. Now we're going to keep sprinting ahead here. We're going to get to the second campsite. This one has a crate over by this far door. If you jump when you hear gunshots, don't worry, you're not alone. And it doesn't go away quickly. I still jump when I hear some gunshots. Sometimes you're going to find really good stuff in here. Other times you're going to find not really good stuff in here. However, that can be put on my gun. Maybe not. I thought it could. Either way, that's a really good attachment to keep. So we're going to keep pushing our way up. Having another person to play with is essential in this game, if you ask me. Playing by yourself is okay. It's not near as fun, though. And it also, you have a better sense of security when you know you have at least one other person that's watching your back or watching your, your right side in this case. So it's real nice to have this. And you guys can call out things, too. You can have some pretty good comms. I'm going to switch to single fire here, because I know there's a scav that typically spawns up here. This is Sniper Roadblock, if you're looking at a map. The scav usually spawns right around there where the speed bumps are. Unfortunately, he's not there, or he's already dead. So we'll go ahead and switch back to full auto, just in case there's someone lurking. Another exfil for us in this case would be Smuggler's Boat. However, we haven't looted anything. You can see the fire there, you know Smuggler's Boat's there. There's no reason for us to extract at this point. It would be a run through and not a survive. So, we're going to keep on pushing our way up here. If you're looking at the map, we're making our way to Junk Bridge. And we're going to want to go across these bridges kind of cautiously. In our case, we watch each other as the other one runs, just so we have cover. Comms are huge, teamwork is huge if you're playing with someone else. If you're playing solo, you're going to have to play this a lot slower than you would if you're playing with another person. So everything's very situational. You'll notice here, you can also use your scroll wheel to slow yourself down. So I'm going to walk super quiet through here. You're not going to hear hardly anything when someone's full crouched like this. You really got to listen for them. So that's another option, and you can increase or decrease that as needed. It does sound like we are going to run into some conflict at customs.
Yeah, buddy.
Which is good. Conflict is good.
Yes.
Well, conflict is fun.
Yes. Good eyes. Let's try and catch them at a distance.
Yep.
Are you? You're not suppressed, right?
I am suppressed, yes.
You are? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then, as long as they don't see us, I'll use my Mose.
Okay.
I don't see anyone.
I don't either. Again, this is a very tedious process, creeping up like this, especially once you've heard gunshots. But we do have cover by the bushes here, so it makes it harder for them to see us. Because scavs will only shoot at what they can see. So if you're fully hidden, they're not going to shoot at you. Scav, up ahead.
Yep. See that? I don't have good enough sight. Ah.
I did, and then I lost him.
Lost sights. You're talking on the left, right? Across the road?
Yeah.
Okay. It might have been a player, actually, so be careful.
Okay. We're gonna chuck a grenade at him.
Yeah, looked like he had a helmet and backpack, so... Holy... Where are you? Oh, I see you. Okay. Just keep an eye back by this truck, because he was back by there.
Yep, I know. That's where I'm actually trying to push up to. I'm just kind of looping around. I hope you can still see me. Okay. Yep, I can hear him running.
Oh, I see him in the woods. By the tower. See him? By the truck now?
Yep. Well, I will. He's moving over to you. I lost sights. He's in front of the truck.
Yep. I don't have sights yet. Trying to get sights. Oh, he's going back around the other side. Is that you?
I shot at him. I don't know if I hit him though.
Oh, shoot. You didn't kill him. Hold on. Oh, he ran back into the wilderness. Not sure if that hit him.
Are you shooting at him?
No.
Okay, let's running this way. We're gonna reposition.
Hold on my AK.
Yep. Also important, checking ammo. Making sure you know how much you've shot is a huge part of this game. I'm gonna come up here. We're gonna press Alt-T and we're gonna see that we have about 25 left, which is fine.
We going in or around?
Full auto. We can go in here.
Okay.
I'll let you take point on this if you'd like.
Let's clear that way.
Okay.
Cautiously pushing this and check left and watch right.
Yep. I'm gonna come up here and watch right to cover his back. Everything's clear to the right. You can also remember to peek so you don't show as much of your body.
Clear left. I'm gonna push up left.
Okay. Yep, I'm
The
with you.
shots this way anyway, so.
Yep.
To just watch right as I.
Yep, I'm gonna peek right. No sights right.
Slow them down. They're right around here.
Yep. Alright, where the hell are you at?
Oh, I think they're over at customs actually. Or after the hole.
Okay.
I'm going back to the corner here.
Yep, I see you
Luke
now.
up.
Sound like they're right out there.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm behind you. I'm coming with you.
Yep. I see one. Hold on.
Okay.
Going to try and put him down.
Yep.
Lost him.
Okay. Watching behind us.
Reload my Mosin since I lost him.
Yep. Dropped one.
Okay.
So burst fire is a huge thing. If you just tap real quick, that'll work too. I do have it on full auto in case someone rushes close.
I got no sights.
Okay.
On anything. Let's just...
Okay, let's stay
Oh,
here.
there's a body right here.
Okay. I was gonna say let's go
like
loot
scavs.
shipping before we move to customs.
Alright, I'm gonna check this body.
Yep. So I am going to start pushing up to the body I just killed while Tupa loots his body that he found. Since I'm pushing up alone, I am going to reload to make sure I have 30 in the mag. Also, real quick, if we open up our inventory, if you have a mag with a question mark, you can click your scroll wheel, and it'll tell you about how much. So I have about half left in that mag. I now see that the spot I chose to sit to check that was a terrible spot. You good?
Dropped one. Yep, dropped one.
Ooh, that was terrifying.
I don't know if that was a yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay. Alright, I could use you back here.
Good.
If you're good.
Yeah, the scab was at the hole in customs.
Okay.
Alright, coming to you.
Yep. Crossing over. I'm gonna check this room quick. There is a duffel in here that I actually did not know. Yeah, the body out there is the one that I took down.
Yep. I'm watching that way.
So a gold chain is worth a lot, so I'd pull the bandage out of your alpha and put the gold chain in there. Okay.
Good.
So I'm going to keep pushing up to this scav now. Now we're going to want to clear both of these containers before we commit to looting, especially this one, which has a PMC in there, and I'm dead. That's the worst part about having terrible ammo in your gun.
I killed them both.
Okay, there was two?
Yeah.
Ah. And that is what it's like to play Tarkov. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them as quick as possible. Until then,
You want
I'll
me to
catch
do
you for the
anything?
next